Alright, hello. I want to show you the one lesson I have for today. I'm sure you must have done with the last one I sent, updated. This one is going to talk about the JavaScript data type. If there's a question from the previous ones that you don't understand, you can let me know. In a simple term, as I put them here in the document, the JavaScript has about 8 data types: the string, the number, big int, boolean, just like you can see them on my screen. These are the JavaScript data types. I'll focus more on demonstrating them, but because this one you can actually explain them in normal explanation. Then the object, we have the object data type. Under the object data type, there are 3: object, array, and date. This screenshot I attached with will show you a practical example of the types of data types in JavaScript. The number type, number can be either whole number or decimal, just like you can see. A string, it just can be anything: a color, a name, a city, a town, and things like that. But then for you to be qualified string, you put it in a quote. JavaScript also accepts a single or double quote, as the case may be. In this case, you are seeing on the screen, yellow has been a color, a string. And there's a different way that JavaScript will render them, either it be a number, a boolean, object, array, or so on and so forth. From time to time, each of these ones will take each class as we progress. So I'll just do a general introduction to it and then show you 1 or 2 examples. Then we'll now pick, and each of these can be a class, and then we'll show the example to it. Remember, JavaScript variable can hold any type of data, whether string, whether number, whether array, whether date. It can hold any types of data. In programming, the data types are an important, very important concept. To be able to declare a variable, it's important to you to know some things like this. Without data types, a computer cannot safely solve any problem. So you should know this. So is the data type down, we instruct the computer to perform a particular function. Note that when you are adding numbers and string, JavaScript will treat the number as a string. I'll demonstrate that now for you to know the what exactly I'm talking about. That's why I put this one in color for you to know. Let's pick the first example that said, let x equal 16 plus book. Remember the type of data here. We have the number and then we have the string. Let's see how will the JavaScript render this in a JavaScript console. So I'm going to let go of this one now. Then permit me to use the last line and continue to use the x as the case may be in all true, just to save time. So here, this particular one is what I'm going to demonstrate to see how the JavaScript editor will display, will execute it. I just copy and paste anyway, but I know you can understand very well to type it. Let x equal to 16 plus books, or 16 plus anything. Then I'll execute my code to see what the result is going to be. On this right side, my right side, which is the left side of the screen, you see the result here of what this is. That explains to what I said here, that when adding a number and a string, JavaScript will treat the number as a string. We're going to see more example here as we proceed, so you can allow students to do with it, play along with it, change numbers, execute it, change the string. The string can be anything. State in Nigeria, let's say state in Nigeria. Then you put the number here. You see how it will execute it. and you click on executing it, you see the result. It will treat the number as a string, as the case may be. That is a practical example to what I said here. Then this next thing I want you to note is JavaScript evaluates expression from left to right. I also show that, like I put the example here. I'll show you in two separate examples for you to know that JavaScript executes expression from left to right. Okay, so let's say still in that same example, I'll take this one out now. Let x equal 10 plus 12 plus books. You see the numbers here are not one now, they are two, and then the string. So let's put them in the JavaScript editor and see what that means. In this case, okay, let me run the code and see the result we are going to get. You see the result is what? 22 books, which means it actually computes, that is doing mathematical expressions of 10 and 12, giving you 22, and then add it to the string here, which is the books, and you have the result to be 22 books. What I said earlier that leads to this example is JavaScript execute or evaluate expressions from left to right. Why it do mathematical computation of the number here, you add it to the string. This is the example of the string, like I said. In another example, what if I switch the string? What if the string comes first before the number? What if the string comes first before the number? Will it still going to obey this? Will it still going to add 11 and 20? Or will it just execute this and treat this one as a string or treat this one as a number? Let's see how it's going to be. It's good that we see it here. So I'm going to type this one in the JavaScript editor and see how it's going to execute. If in this case I switch the string and the number, as the case may be. Okay, permit me to put it this way because I know you understand. I left this console.log in X as permanent because I want, you know, to see the result in JavaScript you have to do console.log to see the result. But in this case now I switch the string and then the number. See what is going to happen here. You see what happened? I want you to take note of what happened here very well. In this case, in this particular case, the JavaScript, as is evaluating from left to right, it picked the string and treat the other ones also as string. That is, in the first example, JavaScript treat number 10 and number 12 as number until you reach the book, the string, and it treat it as a string. But in the second example, as you can see there, since the first operand is a string, the first thing is a string, which is this one, you treat that one as a string, and the other one also treated as a string, and that is the result you see here. So when the JavaScript is evaluating or running a code from left to right, note what comes first. Once you pick that one, it does that in that particular order, and you can let your learners to play along with it, use several and many other examples as the case may be. Look at what we have here. In this case, it does not add 11 and 20 to give us 31. Rather, he put them together. I don't know what expression I'm going to. Yes, I think putting them together rather should be the word here. That's in what you are seeing there. After treating the string yam, and then he put 11 and 20 instead of adding them. This is because as JavaScript is evaluating from left to right and pick the string, treat it as a string, the other one you just add them and pair them together. Not in the first example that I said. Should I write that example again and switch the string and the number? Let's say I have 5. Let x equal to 3 plus 2, then plus 3 plus 2, then plus, then I have my string let's say orange or orange. So what are you going to have in this case? 3 plus, he's not going to add them. They say that in this case you now have what? 5 oranges, which means it compute as it's evaluating it from left to right. It compute this one because it treat them as number. But then the last one, which is a string, is just treated as a string. So if I switch it like I did in the other example, which I know you understand very well, the case differs, which means if I bring the string first, oranges as a string, oranges as a string, plus let x equal to oranges plus 2 plus 3 as the case may be, and let's see if we are going to have 5 oranges in this particular time. Let's see what will happen. You see, it puts 5 plus 3 together to give you 2 3 instead of adding them to give you 5. I hope you find this, and in a subsequent example I'll also have time to make a video to demonstrate, and then you can go ahead and share it with your student, not just the notes. While you explain the notes for them as you are doing the practical in this case, I think it will make more sense. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next class.